According to teasers for Young and the Restless, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, is taken aback by his ex-wife's proclamation of love. Additionally, a number of important Genoa City players will be significantly impacted by what Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinel, said. For the first time, Billy's life appeared to be stable. Now that Victoria has spoken her actual opinions on the well-liked CBS serial opera, that might all change. It's unclear where that leaves Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil. Spoilers for Young and the Restless have revealed Billy Abbott's troubled life and history of erratic conduct. What will he do with this new knowledge? Billy has a reputation for making snap decisions. He recently ruined his life by gambling away the company yacht and going out to private drinks with Amanda Sinclair, Michelle Morgan. Billy appears to have matured on the Y&R at last. Now that his world has been upended, will he be dragging himself back into destructive mode, or can he start making healthier decisions? It's possible that Lily has been the constructive influence Billy needed, even though these improvements appear to be genuine. According to teasers for Young and the Restless, Billy's commitment to Lily Winters is under scrutiny. First, by the deeds of Victoria Newman. Next, by Lily's response upon discovering the truth. Billy will be forced to reconsider their relationship by Lily. Billy claims to be devoted to Lily and to be in love with her. But because of this complex scenario that never seems to finish, Lily might leave. Is Lily able to believe what Billy Abbott says? She will have to come to terms with the fact that Victoria will be a constant in their relationship, even if she believes him. Victoria has demonstrated her willingness to undermine the new couple by using her kids as puppets in her scheme. How much Lily is prepared to endure in order to maintain Billy Newman's devotion for Y&R will only become clear with time. The Young and the Uneasy. According to spoilers, Victoria Newman is currently experiencing a lot of stress. Because of her father's recent reaffirmation of his commitment to Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, they are at odds. In addition to being incredibly lonely, Victoria spends her nights by herself, with only her work to keep her company. Is she merely yearning for something that never was, or is she really genuinely in love with Billy? Victoria has been disappointed by Billy too many times to count. In order to defend Billy, Victoria has finally confronted her father, Victor Newman, Eric Braden. She might genuinely adore her ex-husband. Her recent behavior on The Young and the Restless, however, suggests that envy also contributes significantly to her newly discovered desire to get back together with Billy. Will Billy risk another chance with Victoria? Or is he at last prepared to end his ostensibly promising future with Lily on Y&R? Continue watching this CBS soap opera to follow the development of this complex scenario. Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, has been the Abbott family's wild card for decades. He is endearing, impetuous, sentimental, and never one to follow the rules. He has been both a lover and a liar, a businessman and a gambler, both a hero and a heartbreaker. However, Billy's erratic personality will be put to the test like never before in the upcoming weeks on The Young and the Restless. According to spoilers, Billy must make a tough choice that might affect not just his own life, but also the Abbott family's future, and potentially ruin all he has fought so hard to create. Billy's conflict between love and business is not unique to this instance. This time, Billy will have to make a decision that requires loyalty, maturity, and sacrifice. 3 qualities he has battled throughout his life. Billy seemed to have found some stability at Jabot Cosmetics for the first time in years. Billy eventually earned his father's place at the executive table as co-CEO with his brother Jack, Peter Bergman, after a protracted and complex history with the company, as well as an even longer competition with Jack. It's not been simple. Billy's rise to prominence was fraught with controversy, insecurity, and unresolved animosity. Many questioned his leadership skills, particularly in light of his history of impetuous behavior. Billy, however, defied all expectations by making calculated choices that improved Jabot's standing and financial success. But according to Y&R spoilers, this peaceful moment is destined to devolve into mayhem. Behind the scenes, tensions are building. Jabot is now at risk due to the aftermath from Tucker McCall's Traver Street John plotting and Kyle Abbott's Michael Mealer dubious new alliances. Additionally, the fractures start to show when Jack does something that Billy strongly disagrees with. According to rumors, Jack intends to make a risky deal to safeguard their brand by merging Jabot with another business that is connected to Tucker's network. Ever the cynic, Billy thinks it's a trap. However, stopping Jack would mean opposing the family he has worked so hard to regain. Billy finds it difficult to distinguish between rationality and loyalty. Billy's predicament is about legacy as much as business. Billy has been living under his bigger brother Jack's shadow for as long as he can remember. The moral compass, the trustworthy leader, and John Abbott's golden son. Billy, on the other hand, was the careless one, the gambler, the junkie, the idiot. Every error he made appeared to support the preconceived notions about him. However, Billy has made an effort to improve matters in recent years. He found meaning in his time at Chancellor Winters. He was able to use his suffering to benefit others through his podcast, The Grinning Soul. Though he still has a propensity to act without fully considering his options, he has become more self-aware and considerate. He now manages the business his father founded, putting him in a position of authority. However, Billy is plagued by his past mistakes as he must make a crucial choice that could determine Jabot's destiny. Jack hardly trusts him. He is not taken seriously by the board. Even his mother, Jess Walton, closely monitors everything he does. He runs the risk of losing everything he has acquired with just one poor choice or impetuous error. However, he would be betraying his values if he left the battle. Billy Abbott may have to betray those he loves most in order to do the right thing. Billy's personal life throws him another curveball just when he needs to get his bearings. According to spoilers, Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinel, will unexpectedly re-emerge in his orbit, and not merely for courteous small conversation. They have a strong bond that is based on shared mistakes, passion, and hardtack. Few people can relate to each other the way they do. Victoria asks Billy for guidance after just resolving her own power conflicts at Newman Enterprises. Despite their best efforts to deny it, the spark between them rekindles almost immediately. However, Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, is the main issue. Over the past year, Chelsea and Billy's bond has grown incredibly. Particularly as they co-parent children Johnny and Connor, they have experienced times of genuine tenderness, vulnerability, and healing. However, when Billy finds himself lured back into Victoria's world, he starts to wonder if he's really over her or if his old feelings are beginning to come back. Chelsea confronts him as she feels their emotional gap widening. She informs him, "You can't be both present and in the past at the same time. Billy, you must make a decision. You must always make a decision." And it appears that Billy's story revolves around the concept of choice. Tucker McCall keeps up his covert manipulation effort while Billy battles his emotions. Tucker is aware that Billy, who is impulsive yet passionate and cunning but reckless, is the weakest link in the Abbott armor. Tucker makes a startling offer to Billy, a private agreement that would enable Billy to gain his own influence within Jabot, but at the expense of betraying Jack. In a tense sequence that follows, Tucker murmurs, "You deserve to be the one running the show. You've dedicated your life to tidying up the mess left by others. When will you begin taking action for yourself?" Billy thinks about it for a moment, a dangerous one. He has had enough of being undervalued. He's sick of being the fallback option. However, guilt sets in as soon as the notion crosses his mind. People were severely harmed the last time he allowed ambition to impair his judgment. The desire persists though. According to spoilers, Billy might strike a deal behind Jack's back that, if discovered, might shatter Billy's hard-won redemption and split the Abbott family. Jill Abbott, as usual, steps in at the ideal, or worst, time. Jill has witnessed all of her son's incarnations. The devastated lover, the guilt-ridden father, the self-destructive playboy. She is aware of the warning indications that Billy is going to make a terrible choice. In a tearful mother-son exchange, Jill chastises Billy for his dread and uncertainty. She remarks, "You've been doubting yourself your entire life. You are no longer the child who fled from his errors. You're a man. You're an Abbott. Act like one now." Billy's life takes a drastic swing at this time. He understands that the choice he must make will affect not only Jabot or his family, but also himself. The idiot who always places the blame elsewhere, or the individual who at last assumes responsibility for his own fate. Billy is about to gather his courage when another bombshell is dropped. Billy discovers evidence of a covert financial manipulation while investigating Tucker's proposed merger, which may point to a J-Bot employee. And he is completely taken aback by the name associated with the hidden account, Kyle Abbott. As it happens, Tucker's strategy is a setup as much as a business transaction. He has been causing internal strife by using Kyle as a pawn in his scheme to take over J-Bot after the Abbott family disintegrates. Billy must now choose between covering for his nephew and running the chance of J-Bot falling victim to Tucker's plot, or exposing Kyle, which would destroy Jack. The upcoming episodes are defined by this difficult decision. Either option results in catastrophe. According to rumors, Billy will finally decide to defend J-Bot in the upcoming emotional sequences, even if it means revealing Kyle's treachery. Jack is devastated by his choice, feeling caught off guard and enraged at Billy for keeping the secret for so long as well as at Kyle. The consequences are instantaneous. Jack is shattered, Kyle is ashamed, and the Abbott family breaks under the strain. Victoria exploits Billy's weakness while Chelsea feels abandoned as he immerses himself in the chaos. Billy finds himself in the midst of yet another emotional storm that he created for himself as the boundaries between his personal and professional lives begin to blur once more. Jack informs him sorely, "Every time you try to fix something, you make it worse. Billy, you do more than just start fires. Bridges are burned by you. There is a ray of hope in spite of the mayhem. I've never seen Billy not sprint before. He doesn't drink, gamble, or lose his temper. He accepts responsibility. He stands in front of the J-Bot board in a moving scene and gives an impassioned statement about honesty, loyalty, and what family really means. He acknowledges, 'I've made a lot of mistakes. However, I will not allow our business, my father's legacy, to be destroyed because we are too scared to confront reality.' Protecting lies is not what family is all about. It's about standing up for what's right, even if it causes pain." Everyone is taken aback by the speech, even Jack, who comes to the conclusion that Billy may have finally matured. However, in Genoa City, redemption is not simple. It can take months to mend the harm to Billy's personal ties and the family. Chelsea thinks about having some time apart because she isn't sure she can cope with the ongoing chaos. And everything is made more difficult by Victoria's presence. One thing is evident at the end of this emotional arc. Billy Abbott is evolving. Imperfectly, terribly, and slowly, but changing all the same. At the heart of his family's empire, the child who once shied away from responsibility is now prepared to accept the repercussions of his decisions. At last, the man who used to act impulsively is learning to be patient. Forgiveness is something that the heartbroken lover is learning. After everything is said and done, Jack, the brother who has both loved and doubted him, silently acknowledges that Billy might have prevented J-Bot from being destroyed. Jack assures him, "You're not your mistakes, Billy," in one of the most heartwarming scenes to yet. "You weren't, you're an Abbott. Although you've always had the heart, you've suddenly discovered the strength." According to previews for The Young and the Restless, Billy Abbott's tough choice will permanently alter the Abbott family. It's a plot that reminds fans why Billy is still one of Genoa City's most interesting characters since it's full of betrayal, redemption, and emotional depth. Billy's decision will determine not only his legacy, but also the Abbott's destiny in a world where loyalty, love, and power clash. Nothing will ever be the same for J-Bot or Billy Abbott after tonight, that much is clear. And that might not be such a bad thing for once.